It actually like you cut it down.
Yeah, but I can still. It is almost go time. We are actually going to get started at 5 o'clock on the dot. Let's see, I'll give it a few more minutes. Whenever I start seeing some eyes on here, I'll start. If not, I'll still start. All right, it's 5 o'clock. I'll wait a few more minutes. I'm going to let everybody know that I'm live.
Mom, can I ask you a question? When you will take a break?
In about 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have low battery on my phone. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and get started. I want to welcome everyone to this 6-day series of my playbook, 6-day playbook on teaching clinical research professionals on how to grow their brand visibility and have eyes laid on them on LinkedIn. What's working in 2025. So the idea of it is you want to build authority, build income, and build a movement. My name is Alicia Moore. If you do not know me by now, you will. I'm the CEO of Clinical Science Research Solutions, and I'm also the founder of I Am Research and Wellness Foundation, which is my nonprofit organization. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you feel like you are being overlooked, you probably are. I didn't know this. It's interesting to find out that there are so many LinkedIn users right now, like 1.2 billion LinkedIn users, and yet 1 to 3% are content creators that actually post on LinkedIn consistently, giving out great content that's actually valuable. So if you're a clinical research professional, a nurse, entrepreneur in the clinical research field, a healthcare expert, and you're not showing up consistently, well, guess what? You're invisible to the decision makers, sponsors, CROs, collaborators, and funders. So we need to make sure you become visible, and I will show you how to do that today. So what is the LinkedIn landscape? There are over 8.6 million healthcare professionals on LinkedIn. Are you one of them? I am. Again, just to reiterate, LinkedIn has 1.2 billion members. And out of the 1.2 billion members on LinkedIn, 214 million users that are on LinkedIn are from the United States. You have 8.6 million doctors, nurses, lab scientists, pharmacists, PIs, researchers on the platform. A lot of users, they spend at least 48 hours per month on average on LinkedIn. I feel like I spend way more time on LinkedIn. It's way past 48 hours. 40% of the users are between the ages of 25, 34 plus, and a lot of them are decision makers. So you want to make for sure that whenever you are on LinkedIn and you feel like you have a purpose, a plan, something to offer, a business, or healthcare professional, clinical research professional, you need to be getting on the platform where you're B2B, and I preach this all the time, B2B, which is business to business, or B2C, business to customers. This is the place to be outside of, YouTube. And I found that to be true. LinkedIn has a totally different vibe. It's a more professional landscape, if you will. And again, if you're looking to become visible to the decision makers or looking to build your brand and your business, LinkedIn is it. This webinar is going to be pretty short, sweet and to the point. First of all, let's talk about the numbers. They do not lie. There's this thing called, and I just learned this, it's called a visibility score. And I'll skip down to here. It's called LinkedIn Social Selling Index. And here's a website that you can go to actually calculate or find out what your index score is on LinkedIn. So if you're less than 40%, you're not visible at all. Your profile is complete. I mean, there's another typo. You have some understanding of how to operate LinkedIn or how to show up on LinkedIn, but it's not at the level where it needs to be. But if you're greater than 70%, well, you're an influencer, probably. You're proficient. Your visibility has increased to where it needs to be. So the decision makers and your brand, your visibility will be more exposed to a bigger platform, a bigger world. If you're not familiar with LinkedIn, I know some people are not. Whenever you see those numbers, you make a post on LinkedIn, and let's say down here, you'll see 213, the number 213. Well, those are impressions, and those impressions means that that's how many people have seen your post. And then whenever you go to the profile, a lot of times you'll receive notifications saying so-and-so or some company has viewed your profile. And then once your SSI score begins to increase, well, you will find out that you begin to pop up in more searches and you are becoming more discoverable to a lot of people, to your ideal client, to your ideal company that you are wanting to maybe partner with. So to me, whenever you're increasing your growth rate, your following rate, and that happens over time, and it happens whenever you're actually posting content that resonates with your audience, then that's going to signal trust. And a lot of times you'll know whenever you've hit a pain point or pop the balloon, if you will, with your audience, because either your post will be shared multiple times or your impressions will be seen, those numbers increase, or the comments, people are commenting on your post, or your likes and the comments, or not the comments, but the hearts, the reactions, it increases as well. So you want to make for sure that you're hitting those pain points and you're talking about something that your audience, that really matters to your audience. Okay. Let's see here. I can't see any comments just yet. So what is the relevance, your expertise, engagement? What are the secrets to the LinkedIn, what is it called? The platform, if you will. Lord, I can't talk today. For 2025, that's so embarrassing. Anyway, so whenever you post on LinkedIn, LinkedIn loves it whenever your post receives comments, and the comments has more value than likes. And it's important that you interact with the people or your audience within the first hour of someone posting on your making a comment on your post. And it all boils down to the niche. If you're talking to your niche, whatever those topics may be, site startup, DEI and clinical trials protocol delays, or how to start a site, or how to be the best CRA, CRC, CTM, it doesn't matter. Whenever you start talking to your audience and speaking that actual language, then your performance, your engagement will start to increase because, again, you're resonating with your audience. Original content always boosts the trust. So that can be articles, videos, PDFs. You can share those types of things on LinkedIn and talk about those concepts, whatever the topic is, and make sure you put a spin on it for your own, from your own personal point of view. And that will get conversations going. Sometimes if it's even a controversial article, that's a good thing to post too, as long as you keep your conversations classy and it's a healthy conversation, sometimes maybe a healthy debate. LinkedIn just doesn't want you to just post anything just to create noise. You create and post content, and I know it may be repetitive, that sparks useful conversations, productive conversations. And if you do that, then you're winning. And then your post will be shared. And then your inbox will begin to fill up with individuals asking, more questions about what you posted, or maybe they will appreciate what you posted and add some more insight into maybe what they have experienced from your particular post. If you post generic inspiration, a lot of times it will get buried. Although, from my experience, and other content creators have experienced this too, sometimes we think we're posting something that is of value. We think it's going to get shared multiple times. We're going to have a lot of comments. It's kind of a play. You have to play with it. And then whenever you see what's working, then you actually build content around whatever is sparking the conversation with your audience. If you're wanting more engagement, try quite well. It depends on what it is. I don't do a lot of carousels. I've seen some beautiful carousels that people have posted within the industry, and it receives a lot of likes. It receives a lot of traction. Those work well if you're good at creating carousels. I personally love to create videos. I like for people to hear what I have to say because I think it's easier for me to convey. And I also like to share PowerPoint slides. So you need to figure out what your strengths lie, and then that's what you stick with. You don't have to, if you don't like creating carousel posts, then don't create them. If you don't like doing polls, then don't create polls. Text posts. I do a lot of text posts. They're strong. Depending on what you post, you have to make sure you have the hook, the pain point, your story, and then provide some type of solution that's going to help whatever your audience is needing help with. Let's see. I'm going to zoom out for just a second just to see. No questions? Okay. This webinar is going to be very, very quick. Sometimes I know there was a time and place that I felt like I was being overlooked. I knew that I had the qualifications, the degrees. I felt like I was well trained. I'm building my career or have built a career. And it still seemed like what I was posting fell on deaf ears. But that's not true. You have to just keep showing up and keep perfecting what you are saying. And so whatever skills that you have, it becomes more visible. You become better at posting or better at sharing your knowledge, your story, your skills, your gifts, and people will begin to hear your voice because it matters. I say that because it's happened to me. And it's happened to me to the point to where, and I'll get into this a little bit, my business has grown like wildfire. Some of the platforms I think that are the strongest to get your voice out there, again, to me, it's both LinkedIn and YouTube. LinkedIn, there's high trust, high ticket networking. It's a lot of networking on there. Yes, you can create some educational content, but to me, YouTube is for long-term, long stream, long teaching content where you actually go into the details on how to execute a business. Specifically for my case, as a site owner, or how to execute a mentorship program, or actually how to build out a mentorship program that is going to be useful to your ideal client. But for me, I'm using both LinkedIn and YouTube because it creates a strong funnel. And I love to teach. So like this particular webinar will go on YouTube and LinkedIn. And then eventually what I'm going to be doing is creating more content that actually teaches how to become like a site owner. Like I'll go through the steps, starting from the bottom up, starting from my niche area. And then you can actually create longer content forms. So say, for instance, your longer content on YouTube will be 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour. But maybe if you're on LinkedIn, you might want to narrow that down to an hour or less. 15, 20 minutes is great too. But together, you're creating visibility, you're increasing your visibility rate. And then if you are creating content through, and I'll get into this later on, it's going to increase the AI, what is it called? SEO, Google AI. You begin to rank on the platform. And then people will be able to find you as the content creator in whatever topic that you're talking about. And again, LinkedIn is where it is. You have CEOs, CROs, strong B2B connections on LinkedIn. And as long as you are actually speaking to your audience, those B2B connections will come to you. It's happening to me almost on a weekly basis. Some B2B connections, opportunities and partnerships may not align with your business or with your mission, and that's okay. But the thing of it is, you are becoming more visible to those bigger decision makers or those companies. And at some point, you're going to be able to partner with those particular industry organizations, which is going to give you more credibility. They see something within your business, whatever it is. They see something within you that's valuable, and they want to network with you and partner with you so they can expand that reach. And then it'll also expand your brand and your visibility. For me on YouTube, it's a learning process. It's a slow growing process. I'm able to grow my LinkedIn account much faster than YouTube, than Facebook, and even Instagram. My LinkedIn following has surpassed LinkedIn, or not LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram within a short time period. And I've been on Instagram and Facebook for a long time. So that goes to show you the type of content that you are creating on each platform. It's a total visibility in your brand. LinkedIn and YouTube is it. And also the great thing about YouTube, well, on LinkedIn too, but YouTube, you can actually monetize your content. but you have to have at least 4,000 watch hours within the last 12 months and at least 1,000 subscribers. I definitely have a way to go on that, but I'm working towards those goals. I'll eventually get there. So here are my stats before and after visibility. At one point in time, my visibility score, you might as well say, was like less than 40. You know, I knew how to operate LinkedIn, but I wasn't really posting on the platform like that. And I was barely getting any views and no DMs, no clients. But today I launched my newsletter on May 16th, and it's getting close to almost 1,300 newsletter subscribers. Around about 30 days. My DMs, I'm receiving DMs on a daily basis, and this number is a small number, 5+ on a daily basis. My LinkedIn following account we're on the track of reaching 4,000. I know that may not be huge to anyone else, but because I've been posting and networking and attending conferences and being guest speakers and trying my best to post the content that I believe in my story, my LinkedIn account is growing, and so is my subscribers for my newsletter. It's growing on a daily basis. There's not a day to where I don't see any type of growth. There's not a day that I'm not receiving LinkedIn requests, and there's not a day that somebody is not inboxing me, even on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. I've grown to the point to where, and I've talked about this, I have my nonprofit organization, the I Am Research and Wellness Foundation. I've got my board members, instructors for my academy. I've partnered and collaborated with at least 3 industry organizations. I'm having PI partnership conversations with my primary care physician, and I'm waiting on another partnership onboarding process to begin next month. And then there's another opportunity that has just come to me. We are in the talking phases, and it's a possibility I will be partnering with them as well. It's such a beautiful thing whenever you actually start getting on LinkedIn and sharing your story and what you're building. People begin to notice your visibility score increases, and so eventually, people want to talk. Maybe you don't want to talk about money, but we're on LinkedIn to either gain a job to make money. It has helped me launch my mentorship program. I've talked about how I've made over $1,800 within the 30 days of launching it. And of course, that's eventually counting. I have a marketing team. I have a grant writer, as I mentioned before. We are talking about how we can actually fund my nonprofit and for-profit organization. So it's on from there. That's how you know your business is growing. That's how you know your visibility matters, and that's how you know whatever you are creating, it has a trickling effect on your community, and it has a trickling effect even on the professional community as well. And then again, I have multiple collaboration opportunities with other site owners, as I said, B2B business owners, even B2C business customers. And I just created an application for my for-profit and nonprofit organization, because it's getting to the point to where we need the help. And I'm going to say in less than a week, or about a week, I have almost 70 applicants that are wanting to volunteer with Clinical Science Research Solutions. So not only that, I mean, look at the amount of growth that I have seen within my business, and that can actually happen to you too. You just have to make sure whatever you are creating and posting, and you have to post on a consistent basis. And sometimes you'll have to do things that are uncomfortable for you. At that point, it doesn't matter. You have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, so you can be visible to the right ideal clients in our audience. Now, Sikeston residents, my area people, are realizing that I am the go-to scientist, clinical research girl that talks about opening up a clinical research site, or that talks about bringing jobs or the education to Southeast Missouri. So I'm being recognized. As a matter of fact, I was at the beauty shop on Saturday, and I had a lady come to me and tell me what I was doing was a beautiful thing. And one more thing I want to note is, even though people are not saying much on your posts, let's say for me, like on Facebook, they're watching. People are watching. They're watching what you're doing and what I'm doing, and they're seeing the growth. They may not want to say anything on Facebook, but what matters to me is whenever they're saying it straight to my face. That lets me know I'm doing my job and I'm doing it well, and it's actually reaching people and it's touching people in a positive way. So before you log off today, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you to do a few things. Make sure your headline LinkedIn profile is updated with SEO friendly keywords, and make sure it is updated to tell your story in a way, who you're helping, what you're doing, and where you're going. If you want to post a carousel, make sure it's of value. Make sure it's maybe sharing a tip, a story, or some type of framework that you have found has worked for you and other industry organizations you have actually helped. Launch your first newsletter, or launch your first YouTube channel, or even do a webinar like this, or launch your first product, whatever that may be. You need to get on the social media platform and start making yourself visible and creating content that is relevant to your audience, that's important to you and to your audience as well. And if you are looking to build a business, another action step for you is, if this made your heart race, beat a couple thumps, then this business, my mentorship program is exactly for you. It's my side hustle mentorship program. I help you turn your clinical research experience into, but you need a purpose and a plan and a structure, strategy, and someone that has walked the walk and not just talking the talk. And that's me. And I give you exactly what you need. So if you're ready to stop being a secret, then I am encouraging you to, if you have questions, to DM me and just join the movement, join the program. And I promise you, whenever you work with me, you are going to get the best of both worlds. As I mentioned before, you'll have access to my marketing team. I will teach you exactly what you need to know as far as creating your product, creating the persona that you need to create on LinkedIn, and how to show up the right way, giving value, creating strategy, giving tips and tricks and things for people to actually take at least one actionable item and they can implement it into their lives. It's a repeatable process, and it's a learning process for me as well. Last but not least, if you're on YouTube, follow me on LinkedIn. And if you're on LinkedIn, subscribe to my my channel. And then all in all, right here in the middle, subscribe to my newsletter. I've actually changed the name of my newsletter. And let me know what you're learning, and let me know if you're actually implementing some of the things that I'm teaching. So today is day 1 of day 6. Tomorrow, let me check my notes right quick. We will be talking about, let's see here. Tomorrow, day 2, we're going to talk about how I went from 0 to 37. Well, now it's 3,800 plus followers, and the power of showing the process. And it's not about perfection. Nobody's perfect. You just have to show up, and you perfect what you're doing along the way. Okay. So if anybody has any questions, let me know. We still have 30 minutes to go. I'll give you a few minutes to ask questions. I hope people came to the right spot. I know I had several people that were waiting to join or listen to this webinar day 1. And if you're not able to make it, we will have the replay. The replay will be there. Okay. I'll stick around for a few more minutes. Let's see. Any questions? Someone commented on my post. Let's see. I'm not. Oh, 4 minutes. Here are the comments here. I guess I'm blind. Let me. Okay. Oh, I just joined. I think I may have missed some vital information. Yeah, I just got through the PowerPoint presentation, but you want to know what the beauty of this is? You can go back and look at the replay. You'll have access to the replay. So just to kind of sum it up, I basically talked about how important it is to be visible on LinkedIn, and there's an actual visibility score that you can check out. There's a link to that, and I can actually post that link in the comment section. But showing up on LinkedIn with a purpose and a plan, and knowing your audience, knowing that your voice matters, and whatever you have to offer, whatever you have to say, you have to get it out there and not be ashamed to say it, as long as it's providing value. Correct? I am looking to create content showing my journey of trying to exceed expectations. Hi, is it Nerman? Hi, Nerman. Let's see here. Trying to exceed expectations as a mother of 2. What are your thoughts and suggestions? Actually, I'm a mother of 1, and I work a day job. I am building my business on the side whenever I can. And I have a nonprofit organization. I have a grant writer. So the way you do it is you actually start talking about the beginning of your journey. You start talking about the beginning of your journey and maybe the struggles that you're having, some of your successes that you are experiencing, and what topic are you wanting to talk about? That's the thing. You have to think about what topic are you wanting to talk about, and you interweave motherhood on how you're juggling it all, because it's going to be a lot of mothers that will resonate with your strength, your resilience. And they're going to say, well, if she can do it, I can do it too. Does that answer your question? Is it Nerman? I just came back and have a fresh start after maternity leave. Oh my, you have your hands full. Take your time and enjoy being a mother. And then if you ever have any downtime, it's probably time to start brain dumping whenever you can. I know it's very, very rough as a new mom, and you have 2 children, so you have your hands full. You're welcome. Is it Ola Watson? Forgive me, I can't pronounce any words right today. How to set up Google Alerts. So Google Alerts as in your calendar, Google Alerts as in your emails. What are you referring to? Maybe I'm misunderstanding the question. Hi. Oh, hold on just a second. I do need this. Ollie Watson says, let's see if I can make this bigger. Oh no, let me shrink it. This is what I've always wanted to do as an Audrican. who is in the research space and seeing the brain drain in my country as people are no longer pursuing life science courses. I'm socially shy, but I decided, okay, as an African, I decided to demystify research to African professionals. I chose story. However, I decided to go the podcast route and do audio only for a start. I'm happy to be here. That's great. I forgot to mention you can do podcasts too. So whatever your strengths are at delivering the message that you have, if it's a podcast, go the podcast route. There's not one way of doing anything. There's always different ways of skinning a cat, if you will. Let me check something else too. I'm going on Facebook to see if I have any. Okay, no. And I completely understand, again, I preach this all the time and I preach this all the time and it's because it's true. Another thing that you need to understand whenever you are sharing your story, make sure you're living it, because whenever you're actually living it, it's easier to convey and talk about with emotions, with feelings, with authenticity. And people will sense how real you are. And then not only that, whatever you're talking about, let's say you're trying to build whatever content it is, it'll be a lot easier to create and build. And so whenever you show up like that, your visibility will start to increase. And people will start to notice you. And again, as I mentioned before in my previous slides, since I started talking about what I'm building in Southeast Missouri, my inbox is being blown up on a regular basis, multiple times a day, even throughout the weekend. It's literally nonstop. I had to actually say to myself, okay, I need to not answer any DMs on the weekends. I need to reserve my energy. So by the time Monday hits, I'm good to go. I'm ready to go. I pronounced it perfectly. That's great. You mentioned this as a step for today. The Google setup. Let's see. I'm looking to see where I mentioned Google setup. I don't. You can inbox me. It depends on what Google setup you're talking about. I mean, calendars, emails, LinkedIn setup, setting newsletters. I talked about setting up your newsletters. If you are launching your own newsletters, you can inbox me if I did not answer that correctly. Oh, that was what drew my attention to you, the Missouri project. It resonated with me. I'm happy that it did. Again, my goal is to serve my people, my community. And that's another thing you need to walk into this, whatever your mission is or whatever your purpose is all about. You need to first start off with the mindset of wanting to serve. And then it trickles down from that point on. Whenever you want to serve your community with value and just being true and authentic, doesn't mean you have to air out all your dirty laundry or whatever it is that you have going on, but it's just enough so people can actually resonate with you and they can see the steps that you're taking to build out whatever company or project that you're working on. Okay. I actually like that name. It's very unique. Nerman. These are some great questions. Keep them coming. And again, you all, if you've missed it, then all the webinars that I have, you can go back and watch the replay. And then if you're actually looking to start your own business, I have a mentorship program just for that. All of my mentorship programs are a turnkey. You do not have to go looking for anything. I provide it all, from the resources to, once whatever business you're trying to create, you'll have access to my marketing team, the legal team. If you are thinking about starting a site, which I have another mentorship program for that, you'll have access to a list of grant writers, because you need to find other ways to fund your business and not just rely on one source. And then there's also the opportunity of co-marketing with me. Once you have we co-create your product. So you will actually list it on my website as long as it resonates and it aligns with the mission of my company. There's a shared revenue partnership in that. And then, of course, if you have your own web page, you can still share it on your own web page, landing page, whatever you have, and receive 100% profit. So there are different ways of making money. There are different ways of, whenever you start showing up on LinkedIn and social media and providing value, those particular opportunities will come. You just have to go outside the box and go outside the traditional way of doing things. Sometimes the traditional way, it may not always work. And in this climate, you really need to diversify your streams of income and not just rely on one. So, and that helps, to me, that still goes back to being visible on LinkedIn and creating great content, because again, you'll have B2B. If this is the route that you're taking, you'll have B2B organizations, business owners that are wanting to partner with you. And that's going to create another stronger visibility, because a lot of times they may have a clientele base of 2,000 plus clients, and whatever services that you have to offer, well, those particular clients may be the ones that actually hit you up and say, hey, whatever this particular service is attractive to me, it solves a pain point, and we need you. So, you have to really say to yourself, what is it going to take for me to build this business and brand? What am I going to be uncomfortable with doing, and I'm going to have to be comfortable with doing? We still have 20 more minutes. Let's see. To me, it's trying to see, and we need you. It's weird. I'm seeing some people on LinkedIn watching, and I'm not seeing it on stream. Any other? Tomorrow is day 2 of the 6-day series, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone show up with your questions. Share this video, comment, and inbox me and let me know if there's something else that you're wanting to learn. Maybe I can implement it into another series of mine, depending upon what it is that you're wanting to learn. Okay. I think that's it for today. That goes with not worrying about being perfect. No one is perfect. Okay. Yes, please send me a DM and let's talk. Now, I will tell you, again, it depends on and I will tell you, at the rate that I'm going, I have to make sure my time is used wisely. Because if not, if I go through and schedule meetings with everyone that wants to talk to me, oh my God, I will never rest. I would never rest. So that's one thing you need to keep in mind. That's a great thing. It's a great thing. But my calendar is very full. So that lets you know that you're doing the right thing, bringing in the right message, showing up the right way consistently. And it's a still work in progress for me too. Some things that I post doesn't resonate with anybody at all, or they may not say anything. And some things that I post, it gets a lot of attention, likes, comments, shares. It just depends on what it is. But for me, I'm just going to continue to keep showing up. And I thought about challenging myself too, to do showing up for 30 days straight, going live on LinkedIn. I haven't quite decided on that yet. Hi, LaShawn. Hey, how are you? I see what you're doing, girlfriend, and it's wonderful. You've got a lot of great projects going on. It seems like it's going great. Huge supporter here. You know what? I just remembered, LaShawn. I we're supposed to connect soon, and I've gotten so busy to where I totally forgot. See, that's another thing, you all. Whenever you start showing up on LinkedIn and providing value, you are supposed to be having meetings with other business owners, and sometimes it slips through the cracks. They're busy, you're busy. It's all great though. It's all good. You'll eventually circle back around. I hope to see you on day 2 tomorrow. And day 2 probably will not last as long. I'll say about 30 minutes, not unless I have people coming in with questions. And again, please, please, please DM me. If you're too ashamed to say anything in front of everybody or like on the post, DM me and I will answer your DMs. It might not be very quick because, as I said, I have a lot of people that are DMing me right now. Let's see. Thanks, back at you. Plus sending support your way. It's okay, I understand. From one business owner to another, absolutely. Thank you. I hope you have a great day. I hope everybody has a great day. Well, I think I'm going to end the live right now. Again, ask your questions, DM me. And if you are looking to launch your own business, I have a turnkey mentorship program. There we go with the words again. Mentorship program that is 6 weeks long. The sessions are recorded. You can actually go back and view the sessions. They're live. If you can't make it to the sessions, they're there for you to go back and look at them. I provide you with a lot of tools, templates. Again, marketing team. As a matter of fact, my marketing team and I were working on something for my graduates. After you have graduated the program, of course, you'll receive a certificate and another added bonus as well. I cannot wait to share that with you all. I've never done anything like it, but it's something dear to my heart. And my goal is to help you all as much as I can. And even if you don't want to start a full blown business, you don't have to. You can create even an ebook, or if you're in the IT department, you can create, see you later. You can create some kind of software that my marketing team will help you, execute whenever you partner with them. So yeah. Goodbye, and you're welcome. All right, you too. You too, LaShawn. Okay.